AirAsia, the new kid in the block, has just about entered the aviation space and it's already causing the sector to hot up. This already struggling sector is looking to become even more competitive once Tata and Singapore Airlines fly in its troops. So, what's the way forward for aviation in the country, and how are the current Indian low-cost carriers planning a counter-attack? Who will win and who will fall victim once this battle takes to the skies? Tara Kapoor and Abhinav Trivedi decode this one for you.
He's been called the Asian Richard Branson.
Richard hired me. It was my first job at Virgin Television.
He's in your face, speaks his mind, and is one of the most popular and successful CEOs in the region.
Since I own the company, Richard will not be hired.
Hence, it came as no surprise that there was huge apprehension from the Indian aviation industry when Tony Fernandes flew his planes into the country.
India was the toughest market to get into. We're doing very well. We only have one plane in there. We're putting 6 more this year. I have to say we've been very warmly welcomed. We're operating 94% load factor. It's been fantastic introduction. Massive market, tiny aviation market. So hopefully, we and other airlines will present ourselves better so that the Modi government can see the benefits of aviation and not try to tax it every 2 seconds.
And while many hotly debate whether the entry of AirAsia will be a boon or bane for the sector, one thing that's a given is that the aviation sector in India will never be the same. What will ensue will be the next wave of consumerism in the Indian skies, forcing low-cost carriers to offer a whole range of new experiences to the flyer. The entry of AirAsia has resulted in knee-jerk reactions across the board, resulting in a massive price war. A great time for travellers like my colleague Abhinav, who's looking to plan a trip in the near future. Isn't that right, Abhinav?
Exactly, Tara. And the frequency of flights like these in my inbox has never been higher. And some of the discounts which are being offered are completely off the charts. For instance, on a Bangalore-Chennai route, when AirAsia launched its ticket at $16.99, Jet Connect was quick to respond with a price tag of $13.50. I'm not sure how long will this last, but I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of consumers like me who are devouring it.
Pricing should be sustainable. We have seen in the past, in the recent past, in the years before that some airlines go for market share at any cost, and then we see their performances in terms of financial. We are not offering the lowest price in the market. We try to offer sustainable prices to our customers.
New entrants into the Indian market, especially the low-cost carriers, have often underestimated the ability of existing incumbents to compete, especially on pricing. We believe this will also be the case with AirAsia because initially they're launching with 3 aircraft and the network would not be as diverse as some of the existing carriers. So while they are very aggressive on pricing, we anticipate and we've seen a lot of fare sales with existing carriers as well.
This waging price war in an already bleeding sector is telling of the times to come. Many expect the aviation sector to go into consolidation mode, and according to CAPA, airlines in India have lost almost 63,700 crore rupees in the last 7 years, and is in fact one of the only sectors to report a degrowth in the last year.
Anytime a new competitor comes into the market, there is going to be a lot of, it's going to be a price war out there. I think to a certain degree, some of those prices that we're seeing today would be sustainable. A lot of the fares that we've kind of come out with are sustainable, and we're trying to hold to those fares as much as we could do. But there is going to be rational pricing in the market. That's the nature of aviation. Anytime you got sales, you got fire sales going on. It's a nature of aviation anywhere.
As the sector continues to bleed, these unsustainable prices will cause some airlines to crash and burn. And with the way things are going, one of the first victims is expected to be SpiceJet.
See, ultimately we have to only ask what is good for the customer, and not what is good for SpiceJet or good for Air India. You don't ask these questions in the telecom sector. The more the telecom players, there's competition, they become innovative, they become more efficient, and the model becomes inclusive. Otherwise, the market does not grow.
We have forecast that the industry needs $1.5 billion of working capital in the current financial year, and some carriers are in a fairly challenging financial position. If you are pricing below cost, you can only do that for a certain amount of time before it starts to show on your financials.
According to experts, instead of focusing on pricing, what will be paramount is route expansion and consumer loyalty. Aviation is a sector that is notorious for fickle consumers, at least as far as loyalty is concerned. And this level of price sensitivity is quite unique to the Indian market.
Indian customer is significantly different. First of all, price sensitivity is much higher than in other countries. Service is much more important. On-time performance is more important than in other countries, particularly in the low-cost environment. For instance, a key aspect is the interest Indian customer have for food, which is not that important in other countries.
Hence, airlines will need to focus on factors that really matter to Indian consumers. According to a Make My Trip survey, on-time performance and in-flight food score extremely high with Indian flyers. Factors that Indigo Airlines focused on right from the beginning, leading to higher consumer loyalty as well as being the country's only profitable airline.
Just like to keep doing what we're doing and nothing, not try anything fancy. Our technical dispatch reliability today is 99.91%. Which is one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, I think. But we'd like to push that up even further. Our on time is 92-93%. We like to consistently be closer to 100%. So our cancellation rate in many months is 0. Can we get it down to 0 in most of the months? Things like that.
Another noteworthy point being that Indian business class flyers are willing to dole out higher sums of money based on the quality of service on short leg flights. Going forward, business class will play a huge role, considering 20 to 25% of most airlines run below capacity. As a result, even low-cost carriers like GoAir have started offering business class services, and this is something that they're looking to ramp up in the future.
What we call Go Business. We are the only low-cost carrier in India to offer a business product. We are working to improve the service on board, to improve the food, but again, it's an overall offer. We must be flexible in cancellation, in rebooking.
Not only that, airlines have also started to heavily compensate travel portals and travel agents.
AirAsia, for example, hasn't actually been globally working with the intermediaries or the online travel agents like us, but in India they have, and they integrated with us long time back before they went operational.
In terms of route expansion, most airlines are looking to beef up their frequency of flights to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. This is to counter AirAsia's aggressive strategy to bring in 30 planes to India by the end of next year.
You've seen fares on railways being spiked up a little bit more, and I think I would like us to target a lot of the first class, AC class rail travel passengers, and I think it's something where with our fares, when we introduced the Bangalore-Goa route and we still have those fares running, it's actually cheaper to fly with us than to take a bus. So I think that's quite phenomenal, and I think if we can continue to do that, that'd be very interesting, and I think it would change the dynamics on how people view air travel.
According to CAPA, the industry could see accumulated losses to the tune of 7,800 to 8,400 crore rupees in FY 2014-15, down from the 10,200 crore rupees in the last financial year. And what the added competition is expected to do is help increase the market size from the current 60 million to 450 million flyers in the next 10 years.